Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, we'll be diving and looking straight at Allegri defensive and counter-attacking style in FM26. And we've all heard of Allegri Ball, and yeah, I've been out for some time now, but I'm back again. I've been trying to get the new FM26, but I've been having issues in form of payments due to my location. But then I've sorted that out, so today we'll be looking at Allegri Ball. And Allegri is actually the current AC Milan manager, and formerly of Juve and AC Milan as well. But now he's the current AC Milan manager, and we've all heard of Allegri Ball. So when it comes to Allegri Ball, what's the first thing that comes to most of us our mind? It's that usually Allegri team tends to be boring and sleepy in terms of play pattern. But one thing is for sure, Allegri is actually a winner, and he does that with his counter-attacking style. Allegri Ball is all about balance in every aspect of the game, and defense is the main priority, especially the center of the pitch, which he tends to overload with his players. And as well, his team doesn't overcommit in terms of pressing, but forces opponents into tricky spaces like the flank areas where his team can actually win back the ball. And his team usually tends to play in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-2 diamond, which he used in his former stints at Juve and his AC Milan winning team. But in his return to AC Milan, he has tended to make use of 3 at the back, and most times make use of a 3-5-2 formation. And this forward tends to, when it comes to his forwards, they tend to prevent opposition from passing the ball through the center routes in the pitch. Instead, they try to force them to the wide areas or press them to the wide areas so that the ball can be won in that section of the pitch. And his attacks are usually patient, and his team tends to wait for the opposition to commit mistakes, which usually leads to counter attacking football usually leads to goal scoring opportunity, because you're waiting for the opposition to lose shape and then you capitalize on that. To make sure he circulates the ball well, Allegri tends to stay as wide as possible. Thus, the team tends to spread and give a lot of gap as wide as possible while in possession, in order to move the ball around quickly and at long distance. And Allegri isn't actually a positional manager, so he tends to create overloads with his team and give certain players the freedom to express themselves. That's where Pulisic and Rafael Loa comes into play, making them to come into midfield and win back the ball or contribute to attacking or build up phases. And also his box-to-box midfielders tends to attack half spaces, and the half spaces are usually the areas between the fullbacks and the central opposition fullbacks and center backs. And his team doesn't tend to press in full numbers. Instead, he makes use of his forward in order to direct the opposition into the wing areas, and he tends to keep a deeper low block. His team usually play with a low block, very deep one at that, and his team tends to play with make use of a lot of forward runs and vertical, or forward balls and vertical runs, in the sense that they are always forward thinking. And when it comes to football of this era, where teams are usually obsessed with pressing shapes and attacking and fluid attacking systems, Allegri isn't bothered by that. The only thing on Allegri mind actually is just to win games, and that's what we'll be trying to do on FM26. So we'll be diving straight in, and I'll be showing you the pattern of play. So today we'll be looking into our in possession and out of possession tactics. And when it comes to that, Allegri actually makes use of, like I said earlier, 3-5-2 formation with 2 strikers, 3 midfielders, and 2 wing backs, and 3 central center backs. So now I'll be giving you the positional tactics or style or way or their rule actually in lesser terms. Okay, for your goalkeeper, first of all, looking in possession style, and in possession, first of all, we went for the goalkeeper role. As for the goalkeeper, we went with the goalkeeper role, a simple goalkeeper, nothing too special, because the team will be keeping a low block, so his job is just to save the ball. So that's just it. And in your set with your center backs, the 3 center backs, the one in the center, which is Gabia, which tends to play centrally, tends to be a ball playing center back, which is going to be his role. And yes, and it tends to be expressive and holds position as well. And for your 2 center backs at the left and the right hand side, we'll be going for the wide center back, and not just any wide center back. We'll be going for this particular center back, because in this wide center back, actually in this FM26, it's like your wing, like your wide center back on support role, I think. Yes, in FM24, while your wide center back on attack role, I think it should be this overlapping center back. So that's just it. And wide center back on the wide center back job just tends to hold position and stay wide, because now you'll be playing without a fullback. So this wide center back is going to come in place of your fullback. That's the area that will be left behind by your fullback, which is this position. And as well, the team will tend to play wide as well. So that's just it. So wide center back for your right and left hand center backs. And in midfield, actually, we decided to go for, in defensive midfield, we decided to go for a deep line playmaker, which is the way Modric will be. So we decided to go for a deep line playmaker in order to contribute to the build-up phase of the game of the team. And I actually had 2 options of either going for the half-back or the deep line playmaker, but I decided to go with the deep line playmaker, which I think Modric is in the current AC Milan team. Okay, that's that. And for your 2, both on defensive midfielders, both on the right and the left hand side, we decided to go for the box-to-box midfielder. And according to player role, it tends to move up to AC, that's attacking central midfield area, and is a goal threat as well. Okay, this role, the non-stop dynamism of the non-stop dynamism of the box-to-box midfielder enables them to contribute greatly to both attacking play during the build-up and the final third. So that's just it for the box-to-box midfielder. So we decided to go for 2 box-to-box midfielders, both on the left and on the right, because we need them. The reason I made them box-to-box, and like you see in the guideline, they tend to move up to the attacking midfield area and contribute to attack. So it's like I said earlier, Allegri box-to-box midfielders or 2 number 8 actually tends to attack the half spaces, which is this area, the area between the 2 opposition center back and the full back. So they tend to attack this position. So that's why I gave them the role of box-to-box, so that they can attack this particular area. And that's that for your both left and the right hand side. And for your wing backs, I decided to go for the advanced wing back, because now we actually have two wide center back who will be. We actually have two wide center back. Give me a moment. Yeah, we have two wide center back who will be playing this position, covering as the full back area and as well playing as a center back as well. When you are in possession, they tend to look like kind of a full back. Then out of possession, they fall back to this position, which is their original center back role. So for your full back, due to the full back area being covered and your defenders playing as wing backs, I decided to go for the advanced wing back, so that's because we'll need them to push as high as possible in order to add numbers in attack and also create overloads as well. So we decided to go for the advanced wing back in both the right and the left and the right hand side, which is the advanced wing back, which is gets further forward and stay wide. Okay, for this they said with more aggressive positioning than a traditional wing back, the advanced wing back looks to play high and wide as much as possible. So that's that for the wing backs. And for your two strikers, this is going to be the Pulisic role, the one on the left hand side. So I decided to go for the first 9, because we still Allegri tends to give Pulisic or Rafael a freedom to express themselves. So we need them to fall back here and contribute to build up phase and also attack. So that's just it. So Pulisic gets the role of the first 9, and we all know what the first 9 is. Okay, he moves back to the central attacking midfield area and contributes to link up play. Okay. And also he tends to simply act as an advanced playmaker for their team. That's just it. So that's it. And for your Jimenez, we decided to go for just a traditional center forward. It's just for him to be a goal threat. That's just it. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary, just for him to score goals. Okay, that's for it in possession tactics. Now we'll go for the and for those of you for us watching this is 3-5-2 formation in possession, and as well out of possession team still tends to play the same style, 3-5-2 as well. So we decided to go for out of possession. We decided to go for simply the center back. Nothing special, just center back. Since his team tends to keep a lower block, we went for a center back because it's just simply going to be defense. And okay. So that's just it. This means the main job of the center back is to stop opposition attackers from attacking and clear the ball from danger when required. That's just it. Nothing special. Okay. 3 center backs all around. And then in the central midfield, this way it gets a little bit trickish, and because we decided to go for both. Okay, in the central area, this is the Modric role. We decided to go for the screening defensive midfielder, which job is just hold position and be cautious. Okay, as a screener, the defensive midfielder main responsibility is to defend the space in front of their central defenders. So that's this is him here. So his job is just to stand in front of the central defenders and defend them as well. Okay, that's just it. So for the 2 number 8s, which is both on the right and the left hand side, you decided to go for the DM, simply defensive midfielder. And the main responsibility is out of possession is position themselves in front of the team defense and protect them from attacking threats. That's just it. So that's just for the 2 of them, both on the on the right and the left hand side. That is Rabiot and Fofana. Okay, for your fullbacks or wingbacks, we decided to go for the holding wingbacks. So now, these holding wing backs, most of the time they fall back, creating. The reason I went for this is because they're doing defensive shape, defensive or out of possession shape. AC Milan or Allegri team tends to look like a 5-5-4-1 or 5-3-2 at times, or 5-3-1-1, something like that. So, and we need these fullbacks to fall and defend as well, fall back and defend as well. So that's why we went for the holding wing backs, which is this. You can see here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, as a holder, the wing back is asked to hold a deeper position while their team is defending higher up the pitch in order to provide additional protection against direct attacks. That's just it. It explains itself well. Okay, so for your two strikers, the Pulisic, we decided to go for the tracking center forward. He tracks back and support defense. That's just it. And for Jimenez, we decided to just go with the center forward, as simple as that, because we still need a goal threat even while we defend, or so that any loose ball, we can capitalize on it and have someone in position. Okay, that's that. So now the next thing we'll go into is team mentality. And for team mentality, we decided to go for a positive mentality. The reason we went for a positive mentality is that I still needed them, even if we're still playing a defensive shape or defensive style of football, I still needed them to be more positive and not just be totally defensive, because we need them to score goals. Okay, as well as keep a good defensive shape. So for team, the next one we'll be going to is team instructions. And as for team instructions, this is what we'll be having here. Okay, we'll go for. Okay, before I go to that, you can see the visualizer. In possession, you can see in possession, yeah, still maintain our shape. In mid block area, okay, doing build up, this is it. In progression, this is how we look like. And in the final third, you can see how we look like. So when the ball is here, you see my left wing back center back actually pushes up as well. And when it's at the right hand side as well, you can see. So out of possession, doing low block, you can see how the team look like, a 5-3-1-1 or 5-3-2, as anyhow you want to call it. Doing mid block, you can still see the team maintain shape. And doing high press, as simple as that. Okay, so now we'll be going to instruction. As you can see, we're pressed. Instruction. In possession, we started to go for passing directness. We started to go for standard. That's just it. We started to go for standard because a team tends to keep things as simple as possible. So we decided to go for standard. Sometimes my team can play short, sometimes they might go long. In tempo, we decided to go for standard, but I think you can actually decide to go for higher tempo, but you will end up losing the ball most of the time. But the reason I went for the standard tempo is to keep things in between the mix. And like I said earlier, Allegri team tends to actually build up patiently until the other team commits. And for time wasting, you can decide this on your own. I think this should be an in-game instruction. When you're leading and you want to close the game, you can actually put on frequent or standard or not at all. Then in attacking transition, we decide to go for the counter attack. We decide to choose counter attack in attacking transition. Yeah, and then play for set piece, that's optional, left to you. Creative freedom, we decided to go for the balance. Creative freedom, went for balance, that's in between discipline and expressive. For build up strategy, we decided to go for balance as well. And okay, you say the team will look to find a balance between playing through the press and clearing the ball when under significant pressure. So sometimes under pressure, the team might go long. Under pressure, they might decide to pass from the back. So it's left to is so when it comes to that, I think your players should actually have good decision making and anticipation as well and composure. If not, you end up having mistakes. For goal kick, we decide to go for shots because his team tends to build as well from the back. For goalkeeper distribution, we decide to pass to centre backs. And supporting runs, we decide to leave that at balance, which is both flank, underlap, balance as well. And okay, for dribbling, we kept it at balance. But I think we kept it at balance. You can encourage, and also I just needed it to be in between. I didn't want something extraordinary so that the players don't end up losing the ball most of the time. Progress through, we decided to go for both flanks, which is that's the area of how you want your team to build and move the ball. We decided to go for both the left and the right hand side. For pass reception, we decided to go for balance as well. But you can actually use pass into space, which will lead to a lot of through balls as well. It's optional, but I said for the sake of this study, I decided to go for balance in order to keep the opposition defenders guessing. Okay, and for patience, when it comes to patience, what's this all about? The team will look for a balance between passing early cross and into the. Okay, this is more about how you want your team to build, as in build up. Do they walk the ball into the box or hit early crosses? So I just choose balance. It's in between. But sometimes your team might decide to walk the ball into box, and sometimes they may go for the early crosses. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Then for player instruction, out of possession now. For the out of possession instructions, line of engagement went for the high press. The high press is not actually just for my team to. I just needed them, even if we're a defensive team, I still need them to be engaging and also be hard on the tackle. So that's why we decided to go for the high press. For in defensive line, we went for the lower defensive line. I didn't just want to go for this lower. We needed that lower defensive line. Leave less space behind the defense. So that's just it. As you can see. Okay, for trigger press, since Allegri team is not actually a pressing team, we decided to go for standard, which is in between. Sometimes they might press, sometimes it's up left to the players to decide, and left for your center forward to lead. Okay, for defensive transition, we decided to go for the standard. That's when ball has been lost. How do you want your team to transit? Do you want them to regroup or counter press? So I decided to go for balance. Sometimes they might counter press, sometimes they might regroup depending on the situation. So that's just it. For tackling, we decided to go for standard. Cross engagements, we decided to go for stop crosses. But even if they manage to make those crosses, we still have 3 tall center backs that can actually get the ball back, and it's usually good to sign taller and physical center backs. And for pressing trap, we decided to do press outside because Allegri team tends to be solid in the center and push the opposition to the wide areas. So trap outside. And for short goalkeeper distribution, we decided to go for no. It's left for a goalkeeper to decide whether to. That's for the opposition goalkeepers. When it comes to this, it's more about the opposition goalkeeper. Do we press or do we not press? So we decided not to press because Allegri team is not a pressing team, so we don't press the opposition goalkeeper. We decided to just keep shape and then win the ball in the mid block areas or lower areas. So that's it for this. Okay, so I'm done with that, both the team shape and everything. So so far I've been using this formation for some test run, and I'll be showing you that in the, let's go to portal and then go to fixture schedule. Yes. Okay, so still new to this. Okay, as you can see, these first ones are friendly, but I started managing the team. I actually set the formation and allow the team to familiarize themselves with it, but then actually started managing in person from the Italian Cup, where we played it. Okay, as you can see, we're at home. Actually, AC Milan in this beta, FM26 beta, is known as Casavit, and I think it's based on sponsorship issues or naming rights issues. Sorry. Okay, as you can see, and this other team is actually a Division 2 or Serie B team. As you can see, who in terms of possession, they actually had more of the ball than us. In terms of corners, they had more corners, but in terms of XG, we had better XG than them, because we're actually we're making more use of our attacks than them. As you can see, that's just it. So it's not, Allegri team is not actually focused on possession. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, fine. This next game is against Atlanta, but they actually went with the name Bergamo in this. As you can see, our XG 3.07. We had better XG than Atlanta. They had more corners than us. Okay, we're in possession 50-50, and okay, as you can see, that's it. 1-4-0. And against Como, I think this should be one of the toughest, because it was attacking all through. And I think it's the first time I'm actually seeing, because I'm used to hearing of Nicopas, but I'm not used to hearing of Jesus Rodriguez. And I think this lad is something else in this. It's going to be something else in this FM also. It's actually a 103 watts player. So that's just it. Okay, that's it. We actually played the 4-4, and I think that's just it. So actually, tactics, as you can see, the tactics actually works. We actually had 3 clean sheets in the season, and we actually played the 4-4 and 2-2. That's 2 draws. So that's just it. Thanks, and see you in the next video. And also, please like, subscribe, and also you can get these tactics in the description area. I'll be putting it there for you to download as well. So that's just it. Thanks for watching this, and I hope to have a long journey in this FM26. And please like, subscribe. Just basically help push, because by doing this you are pushing me further, and I will really appreciate. And thanks for those that have been following me so far, and those that have been my day one. Thanks, I really appreciate. See you in the next video. Bye.